love often looks like. There were bumps and bruises along the way, and somehow your story is more beautiful and more powerful for it. Because in the ups and downs, we see perseverance, commitment, character, and wills that wouldn't give up. And this will be required for you guys going forward. Garrett, let me kiss your bride.
'Cause you can have my heart. Oh, I know a love like this doesn't come around every day, and I just can't bring myself to give up right now. Not this way, 'cause I love you and I wanna hold you when we're old and gray. Oh, a love like this don't come around, don't come around. No, a love like this don't come around, don't come around every day. Every day. Oh, every day. Every day.
We ran wild through every season, lit a fire to warm the world. A love so easy to believe in. You're saying I'm your favorite girl. We were open and unwritten. All I see is all you are. Every day a new beginning, waking up inside your arms.
Anyone who knew Caitlin and I's children know that when Caitlin was born, I was absolutely positive that Mom and Dad had gifted me my very own Caitlin Brooke as my personal companion. From that moment on, I decided that we were going to be inseparable. Though there were some times when I know she found my insistence on our constant companionship a bother. I specifically remember you dumping a full glass of milk on my head after I was ready for church. I think that our friendship has become a willing choice by both parties at this point in our lives. Though if asked, I would still insist that Caitlin and I are, and are required to be, very best friends. I'm now old enough to know that no one person can be your everything. I'm glad that you found someone you can count on to be there for you where I lack. With outstanding patience, a level-headedness, and the duty that I am most grateful that he has covered for me, entering half marathons with you. So, join me as we raise a glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Campbell.
First off, Garrett and Caitlin, I just want to say, today has been like absolutely incredible day. If it wasn't for like my constant fear of the groomsmen ripping their pants, I'd say like 10 out of 10 perfect day. So like I said, I get to do the second toast, and honestly, I think I'm pretty qualified for the job. I've known Garrett for pretty much as long as I can remember, so I really am honored today when we get to call Garrett the groom. He chose to call me his best man. There are some things you should know about Garrett, one of the biggest ones being that he's a planner. I kind of feel like I slacked on my job because Garrett planned his own bachelor party because he was so excited for it. At Virginia Tech, Garrett and I got to live together for a while. In the summer before he moved in, him and Caitlin made the trip down to Blacksburg just so he could get some measurements for his room. And I mean, we're talking college apartment, 10 by 10 square bedroom, like nothing fancy. I was really looking forward to living with Garrett and also for the chance to get to know Caitlin better. I'd met Caitlin a few times but didn't really know her too well at this point, but she seemed like a great person and Garrett seemed a little head over heels for her, so I figured she must be all right. However, I didn't get the chance to, as something Garrett didn't plan on had happened. Garrett and Caitlin actually broke up later that year. Now, I don't know if anyone's had to interact with a sad Garrett before, let alone live with a sad Garrett, but let me tell you, it's not fun. Every time after the breakup, when I thought Garrett was getting back on his feet, he'd revert back to sad, mopey Garrett because he'd start thinking about Caitlin again. And if you know Garrett, being sad is pretty out of character for him. It got so bad that we couldn't even drive down the main street in Blacksburg because we'd pass her apartment. And so after a few months of this, of seeing sad Garrett, I really started to understand how much Caitlin meant to him. The good news is there's always a reason things don't go as we planned, because the truth is there's always a greater plan. Over Christmas break, Garrett and I went to dinner together to catch up while we were back home, and I knew that something was different with him. Garrett was back to the joy-filled and friendly Garrett that we all know and love, because as it turns out, Garrett and Caitlin had gotten back together. From that point on, it was pretty clear that they were in it for the long haul. He started talking about future plans with her all the time, how much happier it felt, and in true Garrett fashion, he went above and beyond to start planning out every detail of the proposal. From that point on, I got to see my best friend grow from Caitlin's boyfriend to a fiance to now a husband. Separately, I've gotten to know Garrett and Caitlin as the individual people that they are. Garrett, the committed, loving, and faithful person that he is, and Caitlin, the strong, caring, and virtuous person that she is. So to see them together and how they've grown with each other over time is really to see a couple who strongly cares and loves for their friends and family. And I know and pray that from this day on, you both will continue to look towards Christ's plan for you in your future and continue to show that love that you've already shown so much of. So if everyone would, please raise a glass to the bride and groom. May their lives be filled with love, joy, and friendship in embracing the plan that God has for you. Cheers.